Welcome back, everybody, to another video on the Mkela Manya YouTube channel. Yeah, guys, man, what can I say? Tomorrow is the beginning of the league. The PSL starts tomorrow, guys. Yeah, man, and our first game is away against Chippa United in Eastern Cape. Chippa United, we always collect 3 points when we play against Chippa United. So I do not expect any surprises. I expect this to be the game in the taking. We need to start the league very well. So I expect the 3 points. Yeah, but more about that later. First and foremost, we're gonna deal with there's something we need to deal with. This is regarding Orlando Pirates. There are two things with Orlando Pirates. I forgot to mention the other one yesterday, but there was one which was making rounds today on social media. Apparently, there's a guy called Squivede or something like that. What the guy did was that he posted on Twitter that there's already been 25,000 tickets sold for the MTN 8 clash between us and them, Orlando Pirates. How is that possible? Because the tickets were only made available just an hour ago. Yeah, I think just an hour ago or two ago. Let me just quickly check and make 100% sure. But the tickets were only made available just now. Yeah, 38 minutes ago. Pirates, as I'm recording this video, Pirates 38 minutes ago made the tickets available, and Mamelodi Sundowns about 2 hours ago. But this guy is Squivede this morning around 9, 8. Oh yeah, but me, I saw it this morning. Some other people saw it last night already. He posted that 25,000 tickets have been sold by Orlando Pirates already. How? And then when people asked him how he deleted the tweet, why delete the tweet if it was banter? So this only means one thing, that the tickets were made available by the chairman of the PSL, and we all know who his name is. And then they were only going around Orlando Pirates branches so that they can outnumber us in the first game. Yeah, this can be the only excuse how our 25,000 tickets already sold in a venue which holds about 39,000. So what does that mean? It means that 14,000 tickets are left, and then that 14,000 tickets are going to be sold for both of the clubs. You must remember there were those in the Orlando Pirates fan base which do not have the tickets yet, so they're also going to be competing with us buying those tickets. Yeah, that's what it means. It means that, and the game, remember, the game is at Orlando. So let's say now Orlando Pirates have 30,000 tickets and we're only gonna have 9,000 tickets. So basically, we're going to be outnumbered by a mile by Orlando Pirates fans. Not because they bought the tickets fair and square, no, but because the tickets went under the carpet so that the other fans from the opposite team, which is my team, Mamelodi Sundowns, has no idea about the tickets. If we do the same thing at Astrashville in 2 weeks' time, or in I think in a week after the first semi-final first leg game, there's going to be an uproar. There's going to be an uproar amongst all fans in South Africa that Mamelodi Sundowns is corrupt, Mamelodi Sundowns is doing dubious things. But when it's done by the neighbors, Orlando Pirates, there's no issue. No one is talking about it. It's only Mamelodi Sundowns fans who have an issue with it, and they are raising the issue. But everyone is quiet. The PSL hasn't said anything. Orlando Pirates hasn't said anything. The only thing which has happened is that Squivede deleted his tweet that there were 25,000 tickets which were sold. Okay. Number two, again is Orlando Pirates. Orlando Pirates announced a sponsorship of Amstel Lager. Those who don't know Amstel Lager, it's a brand of an alcohol in South Africa. Why is this an issue? This is an issue because 2 years ago, Moroka Swallows wanted to unveil a sponsor from Telkom, which is a telecommunication network brand. They were told no, they can't have a Telkom. Why? Because there's a telecommunication a company already sponsoring the PSL, which is MTN. Yeah, I'm out of words. Yeah, I'm out of words. Secondly, Cape Town City. There's a club called Cape Town City. They had to go to court and fight the PSL because apparently the PSL told them that they couldn't use FNB, which they eventually won and used FNB as a sponsorship because there's already a banking company which is sponsoring the PSL, Nedbank. But for Orlando Pirates, there's no issue when they are sponsored by Vodacom as a club while we have a competition called the MTN. Because Vodacom is a direct rival of MTN, why is Vodacom sponsoring Orlando Pirates and MTN sponsoring that competition, sponsoring PSL? It's a direct conflict, but it still happens. Now they've even taken it a step further. There's a competition called Carling Black Label, and it's also sponsoring Kaizer Chiefs. And it used to sponsor Kaizer Chiefs. I'm not sure, but it also used to sponsor Kaizer Chiefs. Carling Black Label. It's an alcoholic brand on its own. Now Orlando Pirates has used two brands, Amstel and Carling Black Label. But people apparently, both of these alcoholic brands are coming from the same company. They are manufactured by the same company. It used to be called SAB Miller, but it's no longer SAB Miller now. It's the ABBF. I think it's from Europe. I think from England. Yeah, from England. But from my understanding, Amstel is manufactured by Heineken. Heineken is a direct rival of ABV. That's as far as I know. Unless Amstel was sold to ABV and it's no longer being produced by Heineken, because it's produced by Heineken Beverages, as far as I know, Amstel. So how is that possible that Amstel gets to sponsor Orlando Pirates and then Carling Black Label gets to sponsor the PSL? Because if it's the way I know it, that Amstel is manufactured by Heineken and Carling Black Label is manufactured by SAB Miller, that's again a direct conflict of interest, because these brands are direct rivals. But you know what they say, all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. No, it's all animals are equal, some are more equal than others. Yeah, Animal Farm, George Orwell, this is what he was speaking about. Orlando Pirates, its chairman is the chairman of the PSL board, meaning that whatever rules are there for the other clubs, Orlando Pirates always finds a way to outmaneuver those rules. Like in this case, we can't play our MTN 8 games at Loftus Versfeld. Why? Because Loftus Versfeld is a Vodacom stadium. It's sponsored by Vodacom. Therefore, we can't play there. But Orlando Pirates can play their games with the Vodacom T-shirt. It's written there on the T-shirt. The T-shirt sponsor is Vodacom. I'm not talking about the technical sponsor, which is Adidas. I'm talking about the T-shirt sponsor. It's Vodacom. When they play the MTN 8 games, there's a sponsor here for the game, which is MTN 8. Right under MTN 8, there's Vodacom. That's Orlando Pirates for you. Even Kaizer Chiefs gets to have that what do you call that thing? That sweet deal that they can play with a Vodacom T-shirt right below an MTN sponsored shirt. Yeah. So those two clubs have those nice deals, those sweet deals for them. Yeah. So we move to the CAF rankings. Yeah. The CAF rankings were out last night. I think it was after the video I had shot and uploaded it. They revealed the CAF ranking so far, and Al Ahly is number 1. No surprises there. Guess is number 2. The same club Orlando Pirates thinks they're in the same league with. They're competing with us, Mamelodi Sundowns. They are right there by number 15. We are number 2, and I think Pyramids is somewhere around number 6 or 7. But it's us, and there's a huge gap between us and number 2, which is number 3, which is Esperance, I think. Let me just have a quick look. I can't find it now. Yeah, I can't find it now. I wish I had it. I was gonna check it, but you know what? I can find it. Let me do this. Let me do this. But we are number 2. Ali is number 1. I think Esperance is number 2. And the other team which is there in the top 10, which is not from North Africa, I think it's Simba, the team which Miami is going to be playing for. That's why I said I was very happy that Miami is going to Simba, because he's going to a club which is continuously competing in the CAF Champions League. So yeah, number 3 is Esperance. Number 4 is RC Berkane from Morocco. Number 5 is Simba. So Miami is not going to a flop team. It's going actually to a good team. And Orlando Pirates is number 15. Stellenbosch is number 21. Then Sekhukhune is number 31. The top 4, South African top 4. Yeah, guys. So it proves again to Orlando Pirates fans that, look, we are not in the same level, guys. You guys are not even below us. You are somewhere down there in the grave. You are in the grave. We are in a nice apartment, nice suburban area, or not even suburban. We're in a nice beach house in Kempsbay or Sea Point, and you are in a grave somewhere in Makopule or whatever it is. That's the difference between us, and we have to accept it now. And we move on from that. We go to the story of Lodge. Apparently, Wydad have renewed their interest on Lodge, according to Sokala Tuma. But you know, Sokala Tuma, you have to take it with a pinch of salt. Yesterday I said that about kickoff, but I actually meant Sokala Tuma. You have to take it with a pinch of salt. Ever since Sokala Tuma, the newspaper died out, they've been producing fake news just to get clicks so that they can increase their revenue by attracting sponsors. So what they said is that apparently Wydad have renewed their interest. They realize that they do need to launch, but I don't know if this time they will agree with Mamelodi Sundowns in terms of the amount which Mamelodi Sundowns is looking for. So the Kickoff has also released a news article this afternoon stating that Wydad are only doing this because apparently they are fans, or a fan which they hold in high regard, which is forcing the club to go for Lodge for the second time. I don't know how true that is, because I've never had in a situation where a club will be forced by a particular fan to go buy a certain player. Because look, club at the end of the day is a business, even though they are not about profit. But why will they allow a fan which is pushed by emotions? Because look, club owners are not pushed by emotions. They are pushed by making sure that they don't make a loss. Yeah, apparently that's a story from Kickoff. Mutau, it's still quiet, still nothing. And as I said, we didn't see him with the training squad yesterday, unlike Lodge, which we saw, which was with the squad. I don't know if he's going to be picked to be with the squad tomorrow, because I haven't even seen the videos. Usually Mamelodi Sundowns by now would have posted videos of them traveling to Eastern Cape, but there are no videos. So I don't know if he's there part of the team, or he has been left behind in Gauteng. And also, there have been rumors again this morning that Al Hilal, the Sudanese club, after his signature, and also some club in Saudi Arabia after his signature. But we only know more of Tunis, which we have apparently had that they've made an official bid of 13 million and it was rejected. I don't know if they've made the official bid or they've been talks that they are planning on submitting a 13 million bid. I don't know. So, but all we know is that it's somewhere in the region of 13 million. I don't know if it's been submitted officially or it's been just talks, and Mamelodi Sundowns have been saying, no, we will only take 16 million. So that's where the story still ends. So we will wait and see tomorrow. If it's part of the squad, then you can be rest assured that it's dying out. The interest is dying out, and Mamelodi Sundowns are not looking to sell unless they get enticed by a good amount. Yeah, and another story making rounds is from Cash and Sport. It's from one of the best football journalists in South Africa, It's a story regarding SuperSport and influencers, having influencers to try and increase what do you call that? Increase viewership for the people on SuperSport for sport. I've never had anything like it. Even in Europe, it's not done like that. I don't know why SuperSport keeps on doing this. It's the same thing they did in 2010. It's the same thing SABC Sport did with Soccer Zone years back when they brought in an influencer at Soccer Zone. I don't know why they did that, and then after that, Soccer Zone died out. So SuperSport is apparently has been doing the same thing. Me, I wouldn't know because I no longer watch TV that much. I only watch when it's time to play football. So I only watch that time. Now, apparently this thing it has been a flop according to Cash and Sport. They've been losing money. The money that they are paying this guy has not yielded any results. There has not been any significant increase in terms of numbers. The numbers are still just dwindling down, and they are considering pulling out of this deal. But if they pull out, they have to pay these guys the money which they promised them they were going to pay them, because that's how contracts are signed. I promise you a certain amount for a certain amount of time, but if I then pull out, I have to pay you out that money. You see, now it's a complete disaster. As I was saying, they did this thing in 2010. They brought in, no disrespect to AKA, may his soul rest in peace. They brought in AKA Bonang and some other people I don't remember them or not know them. And I was asking myself, like, are we that stupid, like the people who are at SuperSport in terms of marketing, that they will call people who have absolutely no passion about football to speak about football? Look, guys, football is a poor man's game. It's loved by people who have nothing. Poor people don't care about AKA Bonang and stuff like that. Those are for people, for rich kids, for people who have time on their hands to play around. They get to understand those people. Me, I'm a football lover. I have an empty pocket. When do I have time for AKA? When do I have time for Bonang? When do I have time for any other people who are not involved in football? Bring in all football players who are in the streets, drinking or whatsoever. Those people have passion about football. Those people can relate to how I feel about the game. Those people understand my feelings for the game. You're bringing in someone who absolutely has no idea who was the top goal scorer in 1994, the year, okay, I won't say much, or in 2000. You're bringing in someone who absolutely has no idea about the game other than the FIFA Club World Cup, which was playing in 2010. It's the same thing with these guys they're bringing in. Mac G doesn't even support a football team in South Africa. He supports Manchester United in England. What do you expect him to say about South African football? Make it make sense. Lasizwe, no offense, no homo. He has absolutely no idea what South African football is. He has a podcast called Going on a Date or Date with Lasizwe or something like that. What is he going to speak about when it comes to football other than reading maybe a paper and then speaking it, then what do you call it, producing that paper on the TV? That's all he can do, nothing more. But according to SuperSport, it was a good idea to bring these people in, these podcasters, these influencers, to try and raise their numbers. But it has been a risk, it's been a flop. And everything about SuperSport for the past 5 years, I would say, has been a flop. They have been flopping. Yeah, guys, so enough about that. Let's go to the review of the game tomorrow. It's at 3 o'clock in Eastern Cape, as already mentioned before. Who do I think is going to start? Look, I think it's a league game. We want to start good. Katos is going to bring in the big guns. And I think if you watch last week's game against Richards Bay, the MTN 8, I think more or less that team is going to be in the starting 11. So with no more time wasted, Williams is going to be the goalkeeper. I think he's going to play Mojiba on the left. He's going to play Grangegan and Chippa 4 and 5. He's going to play Mtunyela on the right. That's a 4. So he's going to play a 4. He played a diamond 4 last week. So it was a 4-4 and 2 strikers, Silas and Reynas. Is he going to play a diamond again in midfield? I think he is. I think he's going to play Mukwena as his pivot. Number 6, the defensive midfield. He's gonna play Ayande and Zwan as the double eights, and then he's going to be playing. Who did he play as the? Oh, he's gonna play Tashrik and Zwan as the double eights, and then he's going to play Ayande as the attacking midfield, which I doubt he's going to do that. Zwan will play as the attacking midfield. He's gonna play Ayande and Tashrik Matthews as the double eight, which I wish you could have brought back Miami in that position. And then the strikers are going to be Sales and Reynas. That's the starting 11. I think he's going to play tomorrow. We will wait and see tomorrow. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But me, I would love for him to play Ayande and Adams, Jaden Adams as the double eights. Plays then Zwan, and the strikers it's Reynas and Shalulile. But as we all know, I don't think Shalulile traveled with the squad, so he's obviously going to play Silas. Yeah, guys, that's the team I think is going to play tomorrow. Watch the score. Nothing big. 2-0. It's going to be 2-0. Yeah, 2-0. We're going to beat Chippa United tomorrow 2-0. So, yeah, that's it. That's the end of the video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit the notification button to be notified once a new video has been uploaded. See you tomorrow after the game for the post-review match. Yeah, man. Love you guys.